Can I, just before I start, I'm going to welcome my partner in crime and DJ. Sorry?
Hold the microphone a little bit
Lower. My DJ up to the stand because this is going to be a musical experience. Emma. Firstly, good evening. I think it's evening, 6, yeah. What a stunning day. Thank you to everyone who's played a massive part in bringing this together, especially the fathers and the mothers of the bride and groom, Chris, Marilyn, Karen, Sue. Sam would also like me to thank his beautiful wife for turning up today. And also to everyone who managed to change their flights, reschedule their lives to be here today. The worst thing about bringing the wedding forward was actually that Sam obviously didn't have a chance to work out, as you can tell. Sacrifices have been made all around. They say there's an unwritten rule of wedding etiquette that states that nobody should look more handsome than the groom on this wonderful occasion. And as such, I'd like to thank all the groomsmen today for dressing down to ensure that Sam actually does, in fact, look like the handsomest man today. Bar maybe Martin over here, well known as the handsomest man in the world. But no, I was very honoured to be asked the role of the best man. It's like an admission there between us that I am, in fact, the best man. As Sam is an exceptional person and friend that has influenced the lives of many of his peers in positive ways, certainly mine. I was actually trying to think back today when I wrote the speech. Around how we first met. I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago. It was probably in some dive bar somewhere, but I think one of the first sort of strongest, almost vivid memories that I had was inviting Sam around to my house to play the guitar. I was trying to start a band at the time, and Sam came around for what he didn't know was an audition. And I remember the song that he played, and I'm going to cue that song now. If it works. It's not working, so we'll just see if we can play it here. So those that know Sam know that song. It'll come back later in the speech. Obviously, the movie Old School, starring Will Ferrell, had a massive influence on Sam's life, if you know the movie. So we jammed for a while, and eventually I kind of gave up as I determined that Sam had no rhythm. Sam later confessed to me that 20 years ago he was told by a doctor that he would never dance normally again. And so when the band starts later tonight, you'll have a look at him on the dance floor and see what the specialist was actually talking about.
What are you talking about?
But playing the guitar was actually how I also met Amy. She was at a gig with a mutual friend of ours, Caitlin, who couldn't be here today. After which, Amy introduced herself and asked what I did for a living, and embarrassingly enough, to this day, I think she still thinks I'm a roller coaster designer. I can't help but think this may have reflected poorly on Sam's choices as a friend. So the friendship began with playing the guitar, but Sam was taller, more handsome, generally all round bigger and richer than I was, with a Ryan Gosling type swagger and look. So it's fair to say I immediately developed a complex, competitive relationship with Sam. It was very hard to compete. From working the Tegel chicken factory to becoming the artificial intelligence lead from Microsoft, I had some tough competition. I was always one step behind, playing in Sam's shadow. I wanted to get a dog. Lo and behold, Sam got two. Just yesterday, Sam pulled up in the driveway and saw my car out front, thinking I'd outdone him by hiring a Lexus. He laughed when he found out it was a Kia. Notice the timestamp on that, it was a yesterday thing, so I did write the speech this morning. And I'm gutted now he's beaten me to the punch by getting married with kids on the way. Well done, my old foe. But things were not always smooth sailing with Sam. It was only a few years ago that Sam's life took a different tangent. He started on a journey as an amateur novelist, crafting a story about genetically modified monkeys, and with ambitions to sail around the world as a writer on a catamaran called Solitude, of which he was the only one allowed on the boat. I was convinced I was about to never see my friend again. I was quite sad about this day, and one day I went over to Sam's house and discussed why I thought it was a bad idea, and Sam just sat there playing this song on repeat. Moment's gone.
No.
He played it a lot more through before that as well. It was then on a day not unlike today, on a boat party, that Sam met Amy, the saviour of that, what could have been an amazing solitude life. The saviour, thank God. And when I asked Sam how he knew Amy was the one, he said, "She has the best personality that he's ever known."
Here, here.
Both of them, they're great.
But all jokes aside, Sam has always been one that I've looked up to, one that I've wanted to work with, one that I would depend on in my toughest times. He always gave me sound advice when I needed it, and a credit to that is the amazing friends here today. I'd trust Sam with my life. To Amy, he's trustworthy, dependable at times, as you know, and a committed man. With Sam, you will always have laughter in your family. He's a domesticated man. I think I was drunk when I wrote that one. He's a man with great friends.
Yeah.
And when Sam dedicates himself to something, you know he's all in. But most importantly, Sam is a man that deserves a woman as beautiful, genuine, quirky, and kind as Amy. If there's one thing that I'll take away from tonight, or that we all should, other than a long life filled with love, laughter, and happiness, it's that I hope that this song is ingrained in your lives as much as it's been ingrained in mine for the last 8 bloody years. As Will Ferrell would say, "You're my boy Blue." May we be all upstanding with a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Denton-Giles,